As a person responsible to your board of directors, to your executives, you're finding that your plans are just failing. Why is that? I'm Eric with Leadership Developed. Today, I'm going to help you understand why your plans, even though as successful as you've been and as smart as you are, will fail. Why am I calling you out and saying that your plans are going to fail? Well, one, you didn't collaborate on them. You thought you had all the answers. You became authoritarian about it. Not even Marines go into authoritarian planning because we don't have all the answers. And we depend on our small unit leaders to tell us what works, what didn't work. We're not on the line with them. We're not taking on the individual challenges that they face because we're worried about the challenges that we face. If you remember this video, this is my passion video, yes. But this video also talked about how in the military, leaders collaborate with their teams. The Marine Corps prides itself upon using its small unit leaders to create successes for the combats that we face, for the challenges that we face. So I first witnessed this as a young leader when I was with my boat raid unit. We were down at the Coronado, California, and where we were planning a raid mission on the base itself. The commanding officer, he gave us his vision, his idea, and then gave us our assignments. His subordinate leader, which is my boss, came to us squad leaders and sat down with us and found trying to figure out the most effective way for us to do our part of this boat raid. By talking with him and working out the plan from our point of view, and then being able to push that back up through him to our company commander, we were able to create a plan that set us up for success. In doing so, we were able to go through the middle of the night into San Diego Bay and make our little training raid onto the base, accomplish all the requirements, and be able to go back in our boats and go get ready to go home. By being able to contribute and participate in the planning process, we were able to set ourselves up for success. We were able to work with our neighbors or our peers beside us and to be able to provide mutual support. In doing so, we were able to accomplish all the goals that were set forth to us by the instructors. Our process built cohesion within the unit, allowed us to trust each other, and gave us the ability to make adjustments as needed without interrupting somebody else's part of the plan. What I'm going to demonstrate here will help you to be able to be more successful in your planning process, to allow you and your organization to be successful and allow your team to be more glued together. You have a mission, you have a vision, you have something that you want accomplished. You have a good idea of how we can accomplish this. But do you know all the challenges involved in it? So you go into your problem framing skills. You're going into problem framing to figure out what challenges can we face as we're trying to make this vision happen. What you figured out through your experiences, your research, and your intelligence doesn't mean that you have a great grasp of the picture. I failed at this too sometimes. What I lay out to my leadership team, we talked about them yesterday, and we're going to continue talking about our leadership teams because that is what creates success. Those subordinate leaders have a point of view that you don't. They are a step closer to the people that you're leading. They are a step closer to the people that are out there doing it for you. Your leadership team collaborates with you. You sit with them, you give them your vision, you give them your assumptions, and then you share with them your experiences of how you think this will work. They will give you feedback on their experiences or what challenges their individual departments are facing. Also, you want them to go down to their subordinate leaders. And then they can talk and get an idea of, hey, this is the plan that we want to go with. What are we missing? By sharing that with the front line, you're able to get feedback saying, that's great in theory, but that's not what's really happening right now. Or, well, we need these resources to make that happen. By understanding what's more involved than just a simple plan, than what your plan is, allows you to contribute better to their success. That goes back. Their success is your success. Refinement comes from bottom up. They're going to tell you, for us to do it this way, we need this, this, and that. There's a resource requirement. People, time, equipment. They're going to tell you exactly what they need, because I can tell you from personal experience, I don't know the details, but I was able to hear what they needed, to be able to put it into what I would budget to, and then be able to present it to my boss as saying, here's what we're going to do, and this is how much it's going to cost. And they're going to ask, well, why do you need this? And it's like, this is what sets us up for success. And in doing so, it also talks through what everyone's decision points are going to be on our journey to that goal. They're going to tell me, this is what we foresee. We assume this. We foresee this decision point. With these assumptions, we think that this decision is going to continue on. Otherwise, if this situation does not proceed accordingly, we will have to deviate with this, or that. Now, they don't have to have all the answers of what that fork in the road looks like, but that allows you as a leader then to be able to go, okay, I have to be paying attention to this. So when they give you your reports, or if they're not giving you reports, you're asking the questions, hey, are we here yet? Have we hit this decision point yet? Why? First, you want to empower them to make decisions. Second, you want to be able to know what this decision impacts to other departments and also to your grand scheme. You still have to answer to your bosses. You have your board of directors. You have your CEO. You have your executives. You have to answer. Everyone answers to somebody. If you have the ability to know where these decision points are, what the environment is, and what we're assuming should happen, and if it doesn't happen, this is how we're going to adjust. You're going to build trust and confidence with everyone around you, above you, below you, and beside you. Because they're going to trust your decision-making process is sound, that you have buy-in from your people, that you've got a vote of confidence from your bosses. Because your ability to plan from top to down and refine it from bottom up lets everyone know that we are all part of the solution. I'm Eric with Leadership Developed. If you missed yesterday's video, you can check it out right here. In this video right here, this is that video I talked about military leaders and how they do things. We will talk to you again tomorrow.